Hello everyone again, welcome to Stay at Home Art Club again, coming to you from the space beside my boiler. But now the boiler door is shut in a last ditch attempt to try and keep the smell of dying rat from out of my bedroom. So that's how we're getting on here. I've also got a hair mask in because I'm treating myself today. It's going to give my hair some moisture because otherwise I will be able to turn it into hairbrushes soon. Hairbrushes? Paint brushes soon because it is so dry. Okay, so that's how I'm getting on. I hope you're all doing alright. Today we're going to be looking at some of the work of Yayoi Kusama for our inspiration today. You'll know her if you've ever had to participate in one of the spotty pumpkins that we regularly get used to do around October time. She's super cool. She's done way more art than that. She has done so much work. She's done writing, she's done painting, she's done installation, she's done sculpture, she's done performance, she writes poetry, she does fashion. Like she's everything. So here's some of the pumpkins in case you haven't seen them before. And here's a picture of the super cool lady herself. So Kusama is a real interesting lady. I recommend even just having a wee look at her Wikipedia page for a quick overview. So she's from Japan, but she got really big and famous in New York in the 60s when she was predominantly doing a lot of performance art and writing lots of like really surreal books and stuff. She now lives in a mental health facility in Japan because she's quite open about her struggles with her mental health. So it's really worth having a look into her life and her kind of ways about thinking about things because she's pretty interesting. Alright, so Yayoi Kusama, lots of people are thinking dots. She does loads of stuff with dots. Dots are kind of like an ongoing theme in her work. She really loves polka dots. So I'm just going to talk a bit about what I think about her work. Like it's bits and bobs I've read around, bits that I think. So I'm not an expert, but this is what I think. So a lot of the dot work that she does, it kind of reminds me of like the insides of bodies, of like cells, of blood cells, of kind of systems happening within the body. Also reminds me of lots of people joined together and stars and landscapes from afar. And a lot of people say that her work is about kind of the universe on a tiny scale and the universe on a huge scale. So you can kind of think of all the dots as like all the atoms and things that it makes up all of us, or you can think of it as kind of like the stars and the universe all together. And one of my favourite things about her work is she has really cool titles for lots of her pieces that kind of hint at kind of bigger things and kind of help you read stuff into what she's done. So here's some pictures and some of the titles for you to have a look at. I think probably her most famous artworks right now are her installations, which are kind of is art you can kind of be in. It's like an environment, a room. So what she's made is these things called infinity rooms, and if you have a wee Google, there's some videos online, and I think you can do some like virtual tours. But they're kind of mirrored rooms with lots of hanging lights. So the mirrors reflect everything repeatedly, and she's got all these points of light that change colour and pulse, and it's like you're in space. So here's a picture, but maybe have a wee look online as well. Alright, so you might be like, Eleanor, why are you making us look at Yayoi Kusama again? You're always doing it. Well, because she's great. And two, because the other day she released a poem that she's written about this COVID crisis, and I really liked it. So I thought we could have a wee look at that. So here's the poem. Wasn't that lovely? Also done this lovely painting with a gorgeous title called The Road to Eternal Love and Hope, which sounds lovely, and I'd love to be on that road. So I thought we could do our own version of this painting. Everyone, let's get started. So we're going to be drawing our road to hope and eternal love. I've got some coloured paper. If you were lucky enough to have coloured paper, that's great. If you don't worry, just use some white. I'm going to be using oil pastels again, just because they're nice and quick. If you've got paint, I think paint is a nice one to do this in which case you'll want to start with a big background colour. So I've gone for green because I like green pastures and nature and all that sort of stuff. If you've got just pencils or coloured pencils, we're just going to be doing bug standard colouring in. So just to follow what I'm doing, but you're doing it with your coloured pencils. Okay. So step 1, we've got to draw our path. So you can copy the path from Kusama's one, or you can draw your own, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go for green. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. I'm going to be doing some path like this. One that way, one that way, one that way. So you can go for as many or as few as you want. They don't need to all be going the same way. Alright, so here are my paths. I've gone for the eye shapes, but you could really do anything. You could do love hearts, flowers, anything you can think of. It's your path, you can do what you want. I've gone for 3 different colours, but you can go again for whatever colours you fancy, or black if you're just using a pencil or a pen. Yeah, so that's all I've got to say about the paths at the moment. I think they look like veins. I really like them, so I kind of think of like the pulse of life travelling through them, like all the iron and the oxygen and the red blood cells. That's what it makes me think of, but I don't know what it makes you think of. So our last bit is filling in our background and the bits surrounding our path to hope. So Kusama's done lots of little wavy lines like this. But really you can do whatever you want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use coloured pens, and I'm going to write in a nice phrase for myself. I'm just going to write that over and over again to fill the space. Kusama's done it in black, but I'm going to use some bright colours. I'm going to maybe use some different shades of green and yellow. So I'll show you what that looks like and then talk you through a few more options. here's my finished background. If you look at it there, I've got all my words written in. I've done some loopy joined up writing, and I've just been going round or all different directions, and you can mix it up. You could write lots of gibberish if you wanted. So I've just written Road to Eternal Love and Hope over and over and over and over and over and over again. I've used a variety of different colours. I think it looks quite good. I'm quite pleased with it. So you can have a go at doing that. You could write your own sort of words. You could write lots of nice compliments to yourself. You could just write your name over and over again if you want. Maybe you want to do that. Or you could do some of the kind of shading techniques we've talked about in the past. You could do lots of circles, that'd be very Kusama. Lots of symbols, wavy lines, cross hatching, even just a jumble of letters like it's alphabet soup. So have a wee think, have a wee go, and enjoy doing this one because it's quite nice to just get into. Alright guys, that was quite a quick wee one today. Try a few different variations, there's quite a few different ways you can go about it. I hope you enjoy looking and learning about Kusama because she's a pretty cool lady. And here's my joke for today. My joke for today is, what do you call an apology that's made up of dots and dashes? Remorse code. Okay, hope you have a nice start to the week. Take care, stay safe, and keep washing your hands.